Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute. This music isn't right. The scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming to you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of, have to move this, the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you, yes, you, go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. We are also made possible by sales of Henson Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand brothers against the forces of darkness. Now, it is Monday. We are all recovering from the 4th of July frivolity, which for many of us was watching the rain and muttering. This year, very unique 4th of July for yours truly. I probably should get into it. Very, very light load of things that go boom. Finances and just vibes kept things on the down low. Now, that being said, my beloved nephew George came out, and I haven't seen my nephew George in person since November. So we had a lot to talk about, and that talking went in all the way to about 8 a.m. Sunday morning. George works midnights. I don't, but, that's one of my adjacents. Talking about it's currently making me tired. But my beloved nephew brought me a couple things. And one of them is a new Elvira, and I actually have to clean to and rearrange my wall of cool. I have new stuff. It needs to go up. I may have to completely shift things around to get the Elvira shelf up and running. I may have to do a full Elvira shelf at this point. The lamentations of small joys. That being said, he also brought me something. I wouldn't have thought possible, except somehow he did arcane things using speedway points and uh, uh, gift cards and cobbled them together because he'd been at it for a while. He got me one of those in-home slushy machines. So sometime today, I get to clean my kitchen and rearrange everything there to set up my slushy machine. I may be able to start my streams with the morning slushy. Will this be good for my stomach? No. Will this be healthy? Absolutely not. Is this a major point on my checklist from my, if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs? Yes. And I do love whenever I can find that stuff I thought was only a fantasy has quickly become something that can be of means. Yes, yes. So I'm delighted about that. I'm a little scatterbrained because I got a last minute set of notifications that somebody needs some art, being a whole bunch of vampire tokens, and they'd like new ones. So as they're on one of those lists where they say, Nick, you draw, will you draw? And I say, certainly. How much? I'm going to be on that. There's a good chance, even in the stream, I'll work on at least one of them, because she likes playing black because she feels bad for her creatures when she plays Magic. And if you haven't figured out, it's my wife. I love my wife, but you see, she feels bad about her creatures because she doesn't want her dudes to die. But if she's playing vampires or zombies or something, one, they're bad guys, so it's fine. They can die. Two, they usually can come back, or in some cases, make more. This brought her forward into playing a lot more Magic. So if she says, Nick, I'd like some more tokens, I give her options. So I will be making out a bunch of vampires. Note, I did not say with. Let's see. What else has been going on before we get into the comments? I'm still a little wound. I'm still a little keyed up. I also will probably have to open the door. I've been working on a lot of little projects, and I'm barreling towards the Nerf Day. Yeah, I think I picked out what blaster. I think my primary to mess with the kids this year, for those who want to know, will be this, which is a Dart Zone Primus. It feeds like a old British machine gun. Anyway, top down gives a much more reliable feed, but the problem is the magazine's in the way, so they have an look at this offset. Yeah, there we go. Offset little aiming reticle, which I shoot reflexively anyway, and a little pop-out bipod. Tell me this isn't beautiful. So I'll probably be running this because it's a little more poppy than some of my other blasters, and it's flywheel ran. I will set up a secondary / a springer to keep the vibes rolling regardless of weather or humidity, because we have had darts swell and stick because of humidity. So there is all that. I'm excited. It's been a busy run. I've got a lot going on. Some of it I can talk about, some of it I can't. And I'm just trying to claw my way out because, I try to be honest with you guys. I ran hard into the wall a few days ago. I actually hit a point I haven't hit since I had just finished college, where I looked mentally inward, and I normally have a bottomless well, just that connects to like an ocean of BS, of just randomness I can pull for creative misuse, story bits and vibes. And I looked in my mind, and my mind was empty. And I went, oh, poop. Because they warn you, we all warn you about, you can't fill from an empty cup and all that. But it's been a long time since my cup's been this empty. So it hit. And with it came the waves of imposter syndrome. And we all have to deal with this. And this is a very heavy thing to start the week off with. But the important part of when you hit that one is resting a bit, which I sort of did. Recent stressors had messed with me. And the other thing is letting yourself have permission not to have an idea for a minute. Just, it's not sudden failure. It doesn't disavow everything you've done. There can be moments where you look and the well is just dry. So you have to sit back and just let it refill. Listen to some music. Realize, look at what's causing the well to be dry. What's burning so much of your energy that you don't have that sense of you-ness to power it. And when you face that kind of thing, and you face it head on, you have the opportunity to watch what recharges you. Pay attention and indulge a little bit, because we all need to. Now, I'm going to be doing, frankly, a lot of setup, a lot of cleaning, a lot of work as usual, to get back where I need to go. I didn't know I had fallen so far behind. It happens. But as part of it was, and it's going to sound stupid, but I was really hit by Cameron Diaz's passing. Because one, she's only about 10 years older than me, give take. Or she was. And two, she was one of freaking, the 90s Charlie's Angels. Dear heaven, how do you rectify with that as somebody who grew up during that period? The 90s, 2000s. I can't remember when the first Charlie's Angels came out. I can't remember if it was the early aughts or if it was the late 90s. My brain's a little fried, as I mentioned. But it sat with me, and it sat heavy. So I'm probably going to indulge in some really, really kind of goofy movies of that era. Because once I started thinking about it, I started feeling it. I'm like, okay, this is what's hitting me. What am I going to do about it? And as soon as I realized it was one of those, what am I going to do about it? That means I have the power to do something about it. That's what depression does, guys. It steals your battery indicator. So not only does it steal a bunch of your energy, but more importantly, it steals the part of you that can tell you where your energy is. So you can't tell if you're getting better or worse without outside feedback. And if I'm wrong, Carl can weigh in. He's something of an authority on the subject, being trained as he is. But I have found, as somebody who deals with it and has dealt with it my whole life, one of the most important aspects of dealing with depression, dealing with those moments where overwhelm, anxiety, and depression have come together to kind of unwind you. Like a knitted sweater, somebody pulled the string on it, just went. Sometimes you have to sit with that. It sounds stupid, but sometimes you have to go through a type of grieving process when you are at the point of realizing, wait, I'm depressed again, more so than I was. And then you have to work your way through it. Might be a change in meds, certainly could be a change in lifestyle, change in dietary habits. I've been very bad lately. But never let the lie convince you that what you've done before doesn't matter. And I find depression and anxiety both have a very similar cure. They are the kind of demons you cannot beat with violence or fury or, direct opposition. You can't happy your way out. You can't force yourself to be happy enough to, at least at the deepest part. There is a factor of that later, but when you're working through a slump and a bad one, the only thing you can do is give yourself a moment, and regardless of whatever it takes, to essentially sit down and just feel it without being consumed by it. Like all emotions, if given a chance, they'll consume you. That it's one of those things that's a lot like being ripped out to sea by a current. There has to be a moment when you realize you've been ripped, you've been pulled out, and you have to realize that this force is too big for you to fight head on. And fighting head on, gang approach, bam, will just exhaust you to your undoing. You have to reorient yourself, oftentimes 90 degrees from the path you think you need to be on, understanding that it's going to angle you out. And you have to work your way through before you get through that breakthrough, and then you can work your way back to where you need to be to get home. Great many things in life work that way. So even though great things happen, I can let them go. I can go, this is a great thing. Still realize I'm in the water. Still realize there's a storm overhead. Enjoy the great thing. That's kind of the catching your breath, and then work. And that's the only way to get out of it. You can't do it alone. I mean, it's much easier if you have help. And you can't directly oppose it. But I've also found in a very bizarre very natural feeling way that when I get here and I get pulled all the way down, or nearly all the way, I'm much better than I've been. The process of going through it recharges something inside me. It's one of those things that refills and refreshes my well. It's nothing I do intentionally. Dear God, no, I would never intentionally enter a depressive episode. But the coming back stirs things up and it breaks things loose. And I find new things. Like apparently an accidental William Shatner impersonation. But I want to talk about these kind of things openly. I want to talk about them frankly. Certainly not for self-aggrandizing, but I do this so that people who may be going through similar know they're not alone, that other people are going through it too, and that it can be worked through. And many times on the other side of depression or anxiety, you find burnout high. You find, a single irritating speck that has validity. Sorry, speech impediment. Did not like that word right then. And by approaching that, it eventually helps unwind. Helps break up everything else. So it's important. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It sounds stupid. You can be happy in the moment, but still depressed in the overview. And that's just taking that rest to catch your breath. Again, if you're swimming against, you can't swim against the current, but you're swimming to escape a current, you still have to rest. You're going to lose a little ground. But in that moment of, either diving underwater so you're not being buffeted by the waves, you need that recharge to get the next while further. And that's what's going to make things better for you, at least for me. And I do encourage, if you are having depression and it's problematic, especially I want to remind folks that this number is out here, okay? Please call it. I am not a professional in any way, shape, or form. I'm just an open-minded guy who plays his cards on the table. Face up. I believe letting you guys see what's going on. I know it's a tactical disadvantage, but I think the good it does outweighs the loss in, we'll say, operational security. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run an ad, hit your comments, and then I may even do some art on that token that needs done, depending on how the comments are going. I know there's some people who need to promote some things. But I want to say, let me look, because I always lose it. It's either the 5th or the 12th. I want to say it's the 12th. I have to double, but wait, no. Yeah, of September. Because it's always like right after my birthday, and we always run out of time because it feels like, well, that's next month, and next month is a few days away. So I should be getting on that about StompCon. And I have a lot to do between now and then. So I will be getting very busy very quickly because I have to. Now, if other people who are very busy right now and in other times are people like our dear, dear friend, Trelana. Alrighty. So let me go through that. I tentatively actually find it's labeled as the 19th, but I want to confirm. Wow, that was a buzz. Anyway, hey, everyone, wakey, eggs and bakey. Oh, God. That takes me back. Hi, Donna. Hey, Grant. Hi, Donna. The Witsman dude taking a nap? Interesting, seeing who's here. And I was waiting for everyone to show up. Well, it's much appreciated, Mr. Hollifield, the maestro himself. And I am certain Grant has the link for his Kickstarter. I have to run the ads for that, but We will see. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Witzman. I hope you are having a good day. And this is my first day off in over a week. Feast or famine, nature is taking. So that can be a tremendous weight, especially when it goes a long, long time. I worked a job for a while where I basically never had time off, and it damaged me, obviously. But no, be careful. You have to have your own time. And I hope if this is a feast moment financially, you've got stuff socked away for the next time you have time to yourself. Hey, Grant. Greetings, Grant. I'm sorry to hear that, Grant. Good morning, Foxy. I hope you're doing okay. With all the wildfire stuff, you and Thesis have been greatly in my thoughts. The Step Rider cart is finally out for delivery. Plus, my doctor. Ooh, sounds very busy. I'm not sure what a Step Rider cart is. I may have missed that one. Pretty sure I got heat exhaustion on Wednesday. Working the stage, 100-degree weather, and came home and threw up. Yep, that sounds like heat exhaustion. Hugs to Grant. Greetings. As Nick said, indeed. Yikes, Grant. I did that yesterday, though without throwing up. Pulled weeds, yep. You have to be careful, say Foxy. Why must the weather help us feel miserable? Because it hates us. As you know, those of us, and I know you're one of us, who have various degrees of hypermobility, the weather, yes, it hates me. My mom, which is scary because of the age difference, is going through and being diagnosed with some of the things that I have been dealing with for years. I'm not sure what was different. I got crushed by a ton of hamburger and a few other things. But we progress. And it means we're going to feel the weather. And we know it's going to suck. But we'll get through it. I have faith. That's horrible, Grant. I hope you've recovered somewhat in the interim. So if I'm odder than normal, don't mind me. We love having you around. Oddity levels fluctuate. For everyone. I may not work these huge stadium shows anymore. They're too tough on my body. And sometimes you just have to factor that in as a reality. Hotter than normal, Foxy? How will we tell? I knew that was coming. Good news. Beowulf Grendel's Curse #2 is doing well. Check it out if you haven't already. And there's the link. I'll run the ad when it's ad break time. I went a little long on my monologue. Chuckles. Time will tell, Carl. I feel just laggy, like my brain isn't moving as fast today. Hydration. That's a good sign for hydration. You might want to chug a Gatorade Pedialyte or a Pedialyte or a Gatorade or something along those lines would do you really good if you've had heat problems. I've had that lag for a month. Sitting still most of the day for the back to heal me has me chomping at the bit. I understand that too. Cool, Grant. Did you see my post where I got my cryptids book? Great story. And don't forget to like and share. Please do. Hi, Nick. Hey, Donna. Only a couple months away from seeing you and Carl. I am looking forward to it. Good morning. Good morning, Carl. And morning, friends. Morning, Angelina, my fair Angelina. How are you, dear? And maybe Grant and Foxy need a motorized cart like Dan is getting. Oh, I see. I'm actually start shopping around for one for my wife because Manda had one at the convention and it was really helpful for her. So there we go. Angelina. Carl, I just need not to be stupid. This may be a high order. That happens too. Once I get back from the eye doctor, I'll start editing the story I wrote last night. Yes, please. I saw the comments about that. Hugs to Foxy. Good job, Dan. Hope the eye doc goes smoothly. Me too. Be nice to have things in focus again. Indeed. Fox, it takes a while to realize our physical limitations. It's part of the rehab process. Took me a while to realize my age because mentally I don't feel as old as I am physically. Roger that. Copy that even. Okay. That is part of it. But I've always had a penchant for trying to do so a normal amount of work, and I'm just not normal, so it hurts me. Yep. That it is something I am saddened by the amount of damage it does to you, but I am genuinely impressed by the dedication and drive that makes you do that. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. I didn't see your post, Donna. I even shared it. Thank you. I rarely get feedback on my story, positive or negative. Feedback is a vital thing. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, I will finish this tomorrow. I still need to save up for the rest of the cryptids line. I have number one. I just got to be able to afford them. Sten! Well, I thought the Sten was the side. Is it? Because I thought the Sten was the side feed. Foxy, you could maybe wait until it's collected in trade. That's what I'm planning to do, to be honest. With my finances, I will have a better shot getting it when it's collected in trade. And since issue 4 is out, I can say that now. I've been hoping that you were going to do that. Inigo is having a good morning, so he got to play with his buddy Milo, the pity. And then since I'm out of breakfast milk bones, he got a slice of cheese. Ooh, cheese. Well, that'd be nice, Grant. Morning. Good morning, Emily, my dear. I have to do some more art with you because you put off such a wonderful, fey, otherworldly vibe that just delights me constantly. Yes, I'm afraid Cameron Diaz passed away. Yeah. What? Oh, God. Well, that would make me feel better. If it turns out she's alive, that would make me feel better. Our little kitten Cloud is upstairs for a visit. My 25-pound terrier still cared. He weighs 2.5 pounds. Chuckles. Indigo's also scared of cats. Dude, they are 1, maybe 2 bites for you. But I'd rather have them. What I have found is any puppy that encounters a cat and gets scratched, especially on the snout, right on the nose, will be afraid of cats their entire life. They don't play. They're both up here on my bed. Roxy is staring at the wall and refusing to look at Cloud, who's playing a foot from her. I think she's pretending she's not there. If I don't see her, she does not exist. So, oh, yes. Some cats, he will sniff and be fine. Others, he gets scared and submissive around. Vibes are vibes. We have 2 adult cats. Roxy is afraid of one of them for good reason. She's salty and will hiss and bat at her. The other male cat is super chill, and Roxy tries to play with them awkwardly. He's like, nah. But he loves all dogs, even little ones. Well, see, that's still cool. Good morning, everyone. I hope you had an enjoyable 4th of July weekend. Look, all my I didn't even singe my fingertips this year. Ours was nice and quiet because of the fires. Hey, thanks to the fires. Chris, and hey, folks, Mike Jimmy Lotion de Braun in the house. Yes, just hopping by to say hi, and I love you. I don't get anywhere near enough time to talk on anyone on anything. We understand, but we love you so much, sir. You are such a wonderful person on this planet. It's delightful to hear from you. Hey, Mike Jane, glad to see you, even though only for a moment. Hi, Harold. And we got greetings, and for Mike Jimmy. And you won't be able to play Saturday in the Park by Chicago on the 4th of July for 37 more years, I saw. Tragic. And hey, Chris. Hey, MJ. Not sure how long it can be around. Or Aurora should be dropped off any minute. And Leona is asleep in her bed. Oh, how how beautiful. And hugs to Donna. Love to Donna. And Mike Jimmy, I haven't listened to the work that you sent, but it's on my to-do. Looked at. Oh, guys, I'm a little scrambled. Such pretty names. Mike Jimmy, it's good to see you in the chat. Time to hydrate. Yep. And good morning. And Dawn is the mistress mind behind. Because I'm happy. Yes, I know I kind of fumbled my entrance. Don't look at me that way, Dawn. Anyway, she's the mistress mind behind The Adventures of Buddy and Georgette. And I've had people ask for Georgette fan art of colorful nature, but one must preserve the status of the lady. And she's also the proprietress of the Catwiggles toy brand. She makes lovely little cat toys that she sells at a store and online. And of course, to help offset the costs, her significant other, and she had to go through for his throat cancer. If you could consider buying a shirt, you'd really be helping people. And frankly, it's a neat shirt. I love mine. Okay, there we go. We get this back. Maybe. Yes. And we get this back. Yes. And we are back for a moment because I don't want to skip out on Grant's ad, even though it is a long one. I think it's worth it. So we're going to run it, and I'll be back in about a minute 14 if it runs.
Finally, it's time for the follow-up to the hit modern fantasy comic book, Beowulf. Victor, the reincarnation of the legendary warrior Beowulf, is plagued by visions of his ancestor facing off against his most infamous rivals, Grendel and Grendel's mother. Victor, with his lovable sidekick and spirit guide Moony the cat with magic powers, must reevaluate everything they've come to believe in this epic adventure. Were Grendel and Grendel's mother actually the monsters they were portrayed as in storybooks? Could somebody be using dark magic in an attempt to resurrect Grendel and his mother in a petty act of revenge? For the answers to these mysteries, plus plenty of action, humour and magic, check out Beowulf, Grendel's Curse. This is a 3-issue miniseries, with each issue being over 30 pages. Get it now for a limited time on Kickstarter.
And let's see. Hey, Adon. It's a rare occasion nowadays, Chris. All the more I enjoy being here. We love having you. Nick, the Stepwriter is a cart. The Stepwriter cart is a little electric handyman cart. Oh my gosh. I quite need one because of the spine damage and the nerve damage, my systems don't work. I'm going to have to look into that. That sounds amazing. Dawn. Sounds like fun, Dan. And Angelina, did see you sneak in. I gotta see if you'll do donuts. If folks would like to preview my upcoming novel, Sage of Sunset, please hit me back up on Messenger. I could use the fate. I believe you sent that to me, and I just have to find where I put it. My YouTube is being stupid. It happens. Hey, Dawn. That's the thing it does for sure, Dawn. And thank you. I always enjoy talking to you and watching you bring your art to life. I need to do more art for you, and I probably will do some today because I have a simple request. We'll see. And there's Aurora. Time for me to hop again. See you soon. Can't wait. The lovely evening, MJ, Dawn, Spankies, etc. Babies. Oh my. Dawn's babies. Well, while we're here, we'll just skedaddle to here. And I'll get back like I was doing. This is what I was doing while I was waiting to check my net's going to be reliable. I will try to keep the comments going. I need music? I should probably put some music on for you guys. Being that it's a request and she doesn't care, I will do this. Hold on. Get that where you guys tell me it needs to be. Oh, good morning, Mr. Joe, just popping in, trying to do paperwork at 2 projects at the same time. You are a god, Joseph. And I hope everything is going well for you. We miss you dearly. Good luck, Joe. Anyway, right now I am just roughing out a basic idea of said vampires. I was working on it earlier, and that's not what risks do. I'm going to be doing a bunch of little vampire cards because I like to give men the option, and then it all becomes sellable anyway. So I think I'm going to do this a little Halloween-y, do that. Do something like this. It's going to have lace up the side. And yeah, this is still just the rough sketch thing. I don't even know if I like the framing on it yet. But I figure I'm going to do some iterations on it. Because that's a great way to do projects. And I'm glad we've got Carl greeting Joe. See, that's what it's going to get hard. I don't want these two to blend. So maybe this needs to become a little cape, like that. Shorten the cape side so her dress can be all flowy, but she is not flying. She is just vamping along. There we go. Now, I may do something else. It's a Hollywood one of these pose that just ends up cutting off at about the shin. I'm not sure I like that, but we got that. Forcing myself to do a slightly different build than what I normally do. Not quite Pixar Mom, but not far from it. Let's do that. I may shrink her to build things, and I don't know. This is just my first vampire of the day. I'm going to be doing quite a few. If all goes well, hey Joe. Hey Joe, have fun. Thank you for playing my trailer. And hey Joe, yeah, we love that. I was annoyed that of all the tokens I've made that she didn't have the exact token she needed. So I'm going to be fixing that. I don't want to say it's a generic vampire. Yeah. There has to be. No, that's going to make. Okay. Favorite thing artistically to have to dodge. A concept called tangents. And I went to get rid of one and I made another. Because I put the lacing, so it looks like it carries over. The eye does not like that, so we are going to have to move that lacing. I can fix that. But I want to get just the roughs. I'm not really pushing myself too hard. One of these days I'm going to do a lace study, because I'm terrible at drawing lace. I keep finding myself needing to. I have some reference material, and not that way. I have, well, my skills could be used that way. That. And that fixes that too. I was concocting another line. Trying to decide if I want to. Good luck with that. Yeah, I can't imagine keeping track of the things that Joe keeps track of. I'm a firm believer in a man has got to know his limitations. And yes, this is a rough sketch. When I zoom in, you get to see how rough. They're terrible, but they're not meant to be serious. There we go. That, come back here, and we'll just start fixing this properly. Feels like quite a thick. This is quite a thick brush. Okay. I will use this brush for the top. Oops, too close. There we go. Of the eyes, but not just because they need to be thick. I'm going to go back to something a little more manageable for the rest. There we go. And yeah, I'm just going to work on this. I think I'll give her very cat slit-like eyes. Oh, we got some new comments. Foot guy would be so sad. Yeah, foot guy would have to pay me more. I've not been commissioned by Foot Guy. While we're at that, may I ask who, pray tell, is Foot Guy? Is that something I want to know? I doubt I do. Pinup Palmer on YouTube. She's also on, did a shoe photo shoot. This will make a certain photo fan happy. Hey, you know what? I'm not like judging, as long as nobody's creepy about anything, we can get along pretty well. And yes, I'm moving everything over. Slightly changing her. There we go. Makes her look a little more cunning. But I do not know about her language skills. No. Yep, LOL. Foot guy is obsessed with Foxy's feet. Oh my. Oh, I hope you have sorry, distracted for a moment. I hope you have a wonderful morning. And I hope that you get to kick butt and take names, dear. So if anyone, well, you know, I don't judge. And frankly, if it makes you money and you're comfortable with it, you won't get any hassle from me. For a slit point to her ears. Not like the full Elven Weather Vane ears, but I do like to have visual cues. I'm going to have to move that mouth, aren't I? I'm going to have to do that, make it be just a little more prominent. Okay. Got a little bit of space one action going. And that slight heart shape to the hair is totally not an homage to the Gary Oldman Dracula. With the Ronda Rousey as a fairy. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah. Emily is all, nope. But There's a bit of that, but I didn't. If I were doing Ronda Rousey, she'd be a much more muscular person. Although I do see the face shape difference. I may not like this. I may have to change this because I'm experimenting. But I would rather. Am I using? No, I'm using 0. I would rather use something to go. I'm not sure I like it, but try it. And there we go. Nice and sharp. Here. Do one of these. You like that? You're welcome, man. Do this. We'll do this. And that. This and that. That and this. And saying hi, and I don't know if I know. I'm at Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bron is the creator of Life on Korra, amongst other things. He's a sterling gentleman, and he is from Denmark. So his time schedule gets a little interesting. And other greetings. Yep. Not do that. I don't want to do that yet. There we go. Well, that was not closed. I'm not liking that anyway, so we're going to go here. Very controllable race for this button. Double, triple checking that I'm on the right there. There we go. Now. Yeah, that works. I'm going to do some other things with her hair probably. Yep. And she is Amy Hale, who's an amazing author. Her daughter-in-law, and we adore them. Just a wonderful young lady. Right now, she is working as a lifeguard, and she's already had to help people. Which, while sad that somebody needed her service, I think it's awful heroic. I'm have to think about the logistics of this cake again. I'm thinking it needs to do one of these. And yes, I am doing this without proper warm-up. So I'm having to be very cautious. Here. See? Well, that's why. Because I missed it to go back. And we'll just take this and we'll erase this one. Young vampires always flashback. Well, those two lines are garbage. I just got them. Ever. Oh. No, I can add that to that up. sure I like it. I have to do something else with that line, but we'll see. How are we doing? We're getting there. Plus someone Tockert, and so of course Carl approves. So, well, of course. Nathan and all my sons can draw. Nathan is a textile designer, and my oldest drafts things for government contractor, something to do with helicopters. He's not allowed to tell us more than that. Oh my. Utterly fascinating. And LOL Foxy, and I can't draw. Even my stick figures are laughable, but I can write my name real pretty. Yes, yes you can. And I will happily do an episode, basically whenever it is requested, on basic figure drawing, because I'm fighting my imposter syndrome just a bit. So please give me the grace to tolerate that. But close enough. Maybe. Listen. That needs to be black. If I leave that like that, I'll figure out how I'm going to fix it later. But I'm very much focusing on heavy black. No, I'll happily do a basics of what I know kind of course. And I will always share like my favorite training resources and things, because I want you all to be able to grow. And if doing art is your jam, cool. Well, if it's something you want to know how, I can teach anybody. You cannot be worse than people I've worked with. Giggles. Oof. Just popped out a good chunk. Oh, I bet that felt good. I'm in the same boat, but I can make a heck of a great... Dang it! Oh my gosh. Ow. Oh, he it isn't just that he got the twitch spasm. It's that it hit as I scrolled up reading that he was waiting for me to twitch. You're lucky I love you. It's my jam. My jam is theater. Ooh, I can dig that. And Radiance can be fun, I will admit it. But dear Lord, Joseph, there was no call for that level of violence. Circle be rewarded. I'm gonna have to play with this hand because I got something off. And that's okay. Wow, phrasing! That was not meant to be anything as bad as it sounded. My rotation is off, so we're just gonna go. Oh, I gotta redo that. There we go. The noises. The noises are absolutely vital. Okay. Do that. That's a lot better than it was. And I'm going to be moving where that drinking vessel actually sits. Do something like that. I have drawn similar things to this enough that I sort of know where I'm going, but not always. And again, I am not using any reference right now. It'd be much easier if I would use reference, but that's part of my part of the challenge of this program a lot of times is I not only, oh, I see what that is. It's like, what is that? That makes sense now. All right, strip that here. Right. Here we go. I have to make it either longer or shorter because of the aforementioned tangents. And it was just hurting my soul. Anyhow. Here we go. So there we are. Anyway. That's actually one of my better hands. And that has to be a much deeper cut. Do that and do that. What's not bad? Good, I'll even give her a mouse showing up a little bit of indicator. We're gonna have some fun with it. Neither of those arcs are right. And I'll do that. I'll hit a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do. Let me go over to this part and I will tinker with it some. And then I'll come back and go, oh God. The only way to tell is to tinker. And I am forcing myself not to hide the hand. That sucks. It really is not easy. Does Nick need an emergency green room? Y'all, sometimes. What do you mean by gradient? I know. Okay, a gradient is... Give me a second. And we'll just hide this real quick. I can show you what a gradient is real easily. A gradient is when a color transfers usually from one color to another. So if I go like this, Joe's gonna get kicked making me do it. I'm getting. See how it's lighter on one end and then much darker on the other? That's a gradient. Let me see. I think that gradient will be even easier to see. I just can't remember which way, if they get darker as they go or lighter as they go. But you see that? They're great for indicating light sources. They're great for, you see them in sunsets a lot. And the cat's getting angry, wants them to wait 30 more minutes. Let's see what kind of chaos ensues. You do what you gotta do. Cloud is sitting on my chest now. Roxy is giving a stink eye. Aw. Pretty sure I'm high on oxytocin. Well, that can happen. And actually, great rate of change from light to dark, like sunset or sunrise, can also be the gradual blending of colors. Thanks, Captain Dan. Guys, I'll get do some errands. See ya. Hey, it's great seeing you, Grant. It's also a way to make Nick twitch. It was only one app icon that I sent him. It sent him into seizure. Well, look. Okay. Let me see. Let me just do. Let me do something here. Since we're talking about that, if we're going there, let's just do that, right? And then we're going to come right back here. We're going to do this. We're going to do gradient erase. And if I am right, I may have to do this the other way. So like I said, yep. Then you added freaking white text. So it was something like, wait, no. white text. Here. And right now it doesn't even. Wait a second. So they might say it's the font, but yes. And we're just going to take this real quick. Do that. Yeah. You want to see why I hemorrhaged? It was something like this. White yeah, everybody saying goodbye to Grant. Yeah. Sorry, you should. No, not green and yellow. It wasn't the green and yellow. I could handle green and yellow. It was the white lettering on a yellow to white font that broke my soul. To the point that I just now realized I typoed that. What is it? You know what? Yeah. Easy to read? No. We are going to delete that. No. We are going to delete this. Because I don't want to see that again. And we're going to add this. And add that. And we'll bring us back to where we were. Okay. Jiminy crickets. Okay. She's coming along. Not bad. But that was what Joe tortures me with. And the funny thing is, he will continue to torture me with it until it stops being funny. The problem is it will never stop being funny because I am entertaining the torture. I'm aware of this. That much of the arm has to be there. I'm going to have to play with that cape. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to have to play with that cape. And it's going to annoy the ever-loving stuff in this out of me until I fix it. And that curve should touch. Oh, okay, we're going to have to. There we go. I don't normally draw people this slender. So I'm having to fight an existing issue I have with scaling. But when I think of vampires, I think of them usually being rather slender, very, skinny. They're on an all-liquid diet, for heaven's sake. Let me see if we go. What we need to do is, hold on, we'll get there. What undo button? Oh, we have new comments. Even if it's right there, there's no amount of no. Alcohol's only a temporary fix. Nick had to exercise that gradient from his memory. Nah, just the paper. There's no exercising it. It haunts me in my dreams. But when you've lived as long as I have doing what I do, you pick up a curse or two. It is a hazard of the profession. And is no way an indicator that I am some kind of cryptid. I will make that crystal clear. I'm going to have to tweak that line a bit, but I will fidget with that as time goes by. For now, really push and do this. Actually, no, I don't like that. That curves off. That needs to be way up. That could work. I know this isn't supposed to be an art program day, but I'm a firm believer that if I have a planned project and I have no reason for privacy with it, that hand's horrible, but no, it's okay, we'll work on it. Be like redrawing a Botticelli painting as a black and white Mad Magazine comic. Ow! Whoops. Okay. I mean, it's almost difficult for me to do my script things like this sometimes because I know there are people like Dan in the chat who are much more classically artistically trained and effective than I have something stuck to my screen that's falling out. I do a lot of drawings, but people must push really hard on their stylists to have the nibs wear out as fast as they do. But then again, I tend to keep very relatively light hands. I'm going to play with that some more too. Random curly bits. Just keep it interesting. Speaking of interesting, there we go, a little bit of that. We'll give her a bit more hip. What's that? What's that, Wilson? I know. Ah. There. Now. She's got a gap. That leg is all dorked up again. Let the leg do what it needs to do. See where it is. Good position. Oops, well, that line went rogue. Yeah, just a little bit. Have that and that going on. There we go. Like her proportions are still a bit odd, but that's okay. Okay. I need to get going. I hope you all have a good start of your weekend. Thank you, Nick. That was the most horrible simile that I could think of on one cup of coffee. I'm impressed. Mort Drucker could do it. Or Don Martin later. You don't need to be chewing on plastic, Miney. You don't need to be petting me. You swear the cats are hungry. Yeah, I have two in here. Guess we should get in. If you have to, you can. I'm not going to be offended. Like I said, I am running late. Normally I get the privilege of watching Nita and Daphne do their thing, but if I have an art project, I need to work on the art project. Then she's going to mess her lacing up because why not? And we go here. Why make it easy on myself, huh? No, I can't make it easy on myself. That would be stupid. Yeah, making things easy. Go. Nope, that line went wrong. Do something like this. One of those, like, yeah, it's cute. It's a little pointless, but I can't complain too much. There we go. Not bad. Still don't like this hand per se for reasons, but a little bit of distortion is something I can get a bit away with. I know the outside of the cloak, but that's going to be the dress. Yeah, first off, black that, black that. And let's see how we actually are. Let's see how we actually are looking. Pan out for just a second. Later, so hey, have a good time. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Now, that whole part has to be inked heavier, but she's fun. We understand you must obey your feline overlords. That happens, and we respect the necessity. However, the show must go on. It's a shame they're leaving because they're among the people who would most understand the next picture I kind of want to do is a variant of a magic card that is a very significant vampire, but I want to relabel that as Jonathan Frigg. Because to me, Barnabas Collins is the vampire. Well, let's see. Now that that's closed, you may have to add fingernails to do some cleaning up. Not bad. It's not bad for a little vampire. Her hand. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this. I need to make the hands match. And making that one smaller makes sense. Will be harder. Well, maybe. Let's try this. First thing we'll try is making the And as close as I can. Smaller. Okay, so we do that. Making it smaller works remarkably well. Okay, we untap that and let's do a little bit of repairing. That works better than I expected, so I'm not going to beat myself up as much. I just have to add a couple lines. That's not bad. Friends? Not great, but it's not bad. For somebody who really hates drawing hands, that's part of it. But it's about time to take an ad break. So we'll stop the music. And we will run. We will run the Somerton Man. Be back in just.
In 1948, a man was found dead on the beach. But he hadn't just washed up. Oh no, he was very nicely propped up against the seawall, very well dressed. But there were no labels in his clothes. They had all been cut out. Very mysterious, the police thought. And then they found, rolled up in his pocket, a piece of paper from a novel that said Tom Shud. When they finally traced it, it came back to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. But it got even more strange, because in the back of the book, when they found that it had been torn out of, there was a code, a secret code that has not been cracked to this very day. When they finally found his suitcase, it had a mysterious jumble of items, some which were very hard to explain. Also in the back of the book was the phone number of a very mysterious nurse. What did she have to do with the death of the Somerton Man? Find Death and Love Down Under, a novel by Carl Witzman, on Lulu.com in both ebook and print format.
And we're back. We are very back, and we're just going to decide how we want the coloring on this to be, since I seem to have fixed her hand. So we're going to go here. We're going to make a basic multiply layer. And I'm coming back because I also want to do something to make my life easier. Edit all the layers. I'll just do that. I may actually, let's see. Oh, I don't want to go undo, so I'm not chasing it. Oh, here, never mind. Never mind. We'll worry about that later. Okay, we are here. Again, this is not an earth-shaking piece, but this is a generic vampire meant to get zapped. Didn't I? Wait a second. Forgot. I need this part too. There. That keeps everything on one layer. I wouldn't normally do it like that, but it works. Okay. Multiply. Now he gets color. Vampire, so let's actually go gray with her skin. It's a little dark, but I see there's a break there. I can fix that in a minute. Break there too. See, I need to clean up my lines. So we're going to undo that and that. Do that. The fine stuff that I was worried I'd mess up, well, that went fine, mostly. Everything else needs cleanup. But that's on me. And I've got stuck to music. We need music. When you have music, you should use music. No, not that music. Okay. This is one of those I know better about. That one's wrong. Oh, no. That. Hold on. That looks better. I can come back and do some line darkening after I get everything plotted, but do that. Oh, wait, no. No. I'll pick up again. Now I can do some more. Well, I did it on one layer, but I didn't tell people. There we are. So I also have a bit of fixing to do over there. That's just part of the fun. I have to go back here. I have to fix the lines over there because that was the part where I lowered the hand. The end of the world. Just needed some more. Grab this. Oh, wrong color. Oh. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. That smile is very Emily coded, though. That's why. I love when people affect my art. Where it's like their vibes kick up. Don't worry, I'm singing. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a given. Just like that smirk is Emily coded. I have plans for a very distinct set of Emily picks, but let's just fix that right there. So everybody knows. I mean, that should shock me. Yeah, that's up there. Go up there. For the inside of it. I want her stuff to be matchy-matchy. Because this part is essentially the backside that would match that. It just doesn't have it. So, let's see. I like right. I could just shoot. Make my life simple. Sometimes simple works. Sometimes simple just works. However, I gotta get the teeth pinhole there. I'll have to clean that up in a bit, but after this, it could be like this. I actually kind of do. It's not bad. I mean, on a level it feels cliche, but on another level it's supposed to. A little hair baggy thing. And then I'm thinking yellow eyes. Thinking yellow eyes are about perfect for this. I have to clean that out. Red. Why am I making life harder on myself? I need to zoom in a bit. Just a second. Let's do this real quick. Just fix that. Actually, no. The lips need to match the vine. And okay, so far this has been pretty simple, straightforward. So we've figured some things out on this. Come on. Yes, I am literally thinking I might be wearing my mouse out a bit. And then grab that. It doesn't have to be right, it just has to make enough sense for the ought to go, yes. That. Sweet. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Then I just need to clean up some things and I might have to do a detail layer and a darker line layer. But I wanted at least the flats laid out. If I go fill, there's thought there was a gradient though. Oh, there isn't. So I have to do let's figure that out. But we'll get there. So, okay, let's add another layer. This can be a normal layer. This is going to be an inking layer. Since now I have colors to work with, I have a better idea of what's where. When I'm doing this, it gives me a chance to come back and clean up things like where it's spilled over. Oh, wrong eraser. There we go. I really do need to fix this part, though. This part's got all dorked. I'm not even sure how it got dorked, but it got dorked. We can fix things that are dorked. Get that to over here. A little bit of cleanup won't hurt much. Okay, now. All the way back up here for now. This. One, two, grab that. Like that. I do this. Shape's wrong. Idea is right, shape's wrong. I don't want a hard line. Just a hard line. That's what I want to do. See this distance right here. Now what I can do is go that. Okay. Beautiful. Because I know we need one color again. We need this. Go. Oh, we'll see. Do that. That one. This right there. I'm gonna shake that more. Like that, man. Okay, now we're going to start doing some proper black work. I want to do the thing. One more multiply. Let's just try something. This black will be black regardless. Fine. I don't want that bubble black yet. Oh, this spot's a mess. This spot's an absolute mess. There we go. But now I can fix it. If it wants. Ooh. Matchy, but I don't care if it won't gel. Ah, Step Ranger. Makes sense. I can see exactly why I would be doing a very, very similar thing in my boat. Boat. Sure, boat. English, do you want to speak it? Not really. Honestly, between the malaprops and that over here, fix this real quick. There we are. this. And then cut like that. Do that. Do that. A lot of just the deep shading, and then I'm gonna. Whoa! Wrong button. What? No. We're just gonna further pattern the bottom of her skirt. There we go. Give it a sense of flow. Yeah. I don't hate that. Let's just get this one. We're good, man. I did hear Xander move, so I may have to call this at some point here. I don't think you guys will mind, though. Okay, she's coming along. She just needs a little bit of darkness creeping from her tape. It's this part right there. And we're right back to where we need to be. Do you like this? Do you probably like it? She's a decent. Okay. Let's go down the line. Do we count this as successful? I'm going to say yes. I find this to be very successful for what it is. Absolutely. We just multiply, so I should be able to do something like this. If that works, which it should, I can start to get my shading, my hard shading in. Because I don't really need a soft shade. I'm right yet. I mean, she's going to get one. And I think I'm going to write this. I liked what this was trying to do, but it's not there. Just give me an eraser of size. Yeah. I want to find out. I like what I was doing with that. That was the wrong tint. I was overkilling it. To come back, I use a much lighter tint. Yeah. And yes, I know I left it over the eyelids because I like that over the eyelids. a little bit of this. I'm so tempted to give her slightly rosy cheeks. I am so tempted to do so. We'll come here. Up here and come down. We're getting there. I will say hands suck. Hands have always sucked. They will always suck. I just like drawing hands. But the only way I can get better is by drawing hands. And I would rather draw crappy hands with the correct number of fingers than have it be something that people can try to say out. I'm going to replay the shade. We're getting there. What? It went for a walk without me. Come back here. So thank you guys for sticking around, the folks who are. I'm going to have to do something with that. Whoops. It needs shaping, but I knew it would. Let me take this eraser. I actually need a much larger eraser to provide on 4. So we're going to say 20. And I'm on 30. This is just, again, the hard race. Look at that. That's not bad. Now. Oh, that looks accidentally awesome. But do I want to use that as the shading for this? Yeah, I do, because suddenly that looks awesome. And that's the wonderful thing about mistakes. You make them, and occasionally they do something cool. And once you get to realizing that, then life just gets much more interesting. Because now she looks like her skirt has been rendered blood soaked a little bit. Gotta dig that. Airbrush. We're going to get a size. Let's see. Actually, okay. Do we like that? Yeah, it's okay. Oh, bye, Joe. Hey, thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Now, we need Over there, I just want to look at something real quick. Not really. Yeah, let's try orange. Back though. And I know, odd choice, but when I do my color layering, it'll make sense. Okay. Now. Multiply, and we want first shade. Oh, no. Only two. Right. Now, here. The light. Just gonna put the light on, huh? Eyes always have that pink glow. Oops. I made a mistake. Fix that real quick. Thank you. As much as I kind of love that for reasons I can't explain. There we go. I think we got that fixed now. Now we're back here. Turn that back on. And we're going to go back to our brush. Back to what? Okay, that's just all together, Judah. Now, I am planning to actually watch a video to see if I get a new method of doing skin tones. I'm going to see if I like it. Sort of round her off a bit. Alrighty, how's she looking at? She's looking nice. It's like I keep that a given color. I'm not sure which way I want to do it, but I also have to put the vampire little tag on there, but I know that needs to be there. Alright. Now, we're going to do the same thing with one tone dark. One shade darker, that is. Nope. That'll be. And we are going to go, in this case, we're going to layers. You can keep that white just for clarity. Okay. Eraser. Size. Just pop this out just a bit. Here. loosely, just like rubber up the light is fitting. Nice bright. There. Now, we want to find out. You like this? A little bit, just looking more up. Well, we're liking the oil look. We can get there. Because I can change the base color if I have to. I guess. No. Is Joe gone? Joe's gone. Look at this. Does this work? I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, that works, but it works too well. Okay. That gave her like the spotlight effect. I was looking for something a little. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Sealed her back up. Thank you. Airbrush. Is it not even? It's not even. Okay, so shall we go eraser? I'll go eraser and go soft. And play with it a bit. Just a bit though. I don't know how soft the eraser is going to be. Yep. We're working on grading it. Haha. Joe's grading has been tested. Yeah, I actually really do kind of like that. Don't kill Joe. I will never hear the end of it. Oh, it used to rain. If Joe doesn't know, okay, now I need to do this, and I need to do this. Okay, not bad. I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to fill this. Probably with this color. Let's look. What? Get this. Might as well have a little bit, right? That's just reminding me I have to take some meds after. There we go. Does that look? Yeah, it looks too orderly. That's better. Now, a little bit of eraser. There we go. That gives it a thick, viscous look. We like that. And what lettering do I want to use? Oh no, I should use what's that? Chiller, whatever. Is it Chiller? Yeah, Chiller's kind of a classic for such things. And this is a very classic. Yeah. Will be one space. One. Now, this. We'll make it slightly bigger. Alright. So I realized I never put the word vampire on it. And someone will get stupid. Someone will get stupid and not understand that that's a vampire. I don't know. Does it need it? Does it need the word? Shouldn't need the word. Yeah, we're gonna just call this at that. Well, actually, no, not this at that. I need very subtle. Come here. 8. Oh. 6 is wrong. There we go. I was off-sizing it. There we go. Shoot. Problematic, and I dig it. Okay, cool. So we have a vampire. Save as blood 1, pigtailed. Oh, I can't put slash. 1, 1. Vampire. Pigtail. Token. Token. Mr. Token. And I probably should capitalize all that so it at least looks cool when I look at it. And then, bam. That came out pretty well. Oh, you can use LRD as a vampire too. But I like that. I kind of wish I had used that as... Oh, okay. I kind of wish I had a version where that little wasn't there. Because I like her playing too. But there's all... It would be a pain to try to fix. Actually, no more. It would be a matter of grabbing 3 colors. Okay, so let me add another layer. I'll see if I can fix this real fast. I thought I was done, but I'll see if I can do something. That. Here. say that. Our token cleaned. No P-T. Now, oh, we can do this. We are going to export. So I forgot to export this. So PNG, delete, save. Okay. That needs PNG. And then PNG. That'll be fine. Because having one that doesn't have it on there. What's do? No. Look at that. I shot my own picture pretty quick. It's not perfect, but it's a fun vampire I banged out in about an hour because I'm doing more with my stuff. If you wanted me to do more, I would say you might have to catch me. I may come back later for another stream. We will see. But let's run an ad and let's clean this up. Bye. We're going to do this. We can run an ad. Now, I gave you an extra bonus hour. Who gets an ad? I need ads from Dan Hollifield badly. I haven't run Foxy's ad. Let's do that.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indiecd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Hi guys. Let me see if I do. That's what I needed to do. I always get that confused. All right. I have one more ad to run, obviously, but I wanted to give the commenters a chance. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Emily. I do think I'll do more fairly soon. I actually have a lot of videos I need to shoot. If I can today, I need to do the Nick Nose Nerf, at least to abbreviate through some of the blasters I've got that I'm going to be properly reviewing. And an unboxing or two, maybe. I could even go as far as 3. We will see. But so I have to film a major Nick Nose Nerf video. I have to. What else did I have to do? I have to do some other things, but a lot of content is coming. That's going to be entertaining, and I'm eyeing a lot, so it means it's time for me to get some lunch. One more ad, and we will call it a day.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep, folks, I'm all about you guys arting. Please, with everything that's going on, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I want you to understand, I love you all, and I hope you do too. I will be back, bare minimum, Wednesday for the actual planned art stream. Requests and suggestions are always welcome. Have a great day, I promise. Thank you. Beyond that, stay safe, stay cool. We'll see y'all real soon. Toodles.